Here we are again with a new build for my hunter. This time it's going to be Arc. Now on beforehand I'm gonna say that I never play with Arc. Um, so I don't know much about Arc at all. I don't necessarily know what's good and what's not. So be prepared for probably a lot of stupidity. Anyways, I thought it would be fun to more mainly um, be in melee with this build. Um, so I have a grenade launcher to just in case have some nice ad clear. You could use a sniper here or fusion rifle. Also probably anything really, it doesn't really matter. I like having my grenade launcher here. Then I use Lodestar. That's really because I have no idea how good other arc weapons are. And this is the arc weapon I do know, and what it does, it's pretty easy. You just shoot with this weapon. When it's full, you hold your reload button, and at that moment it will fire a higher damage beam from your weapon. So it's pretty basic, but I do like this weapon too. I really like to use it. So then again, eager edge sword. You know, just to have that mobility and get into melee quick, because that's what you want with this build. And then I'm using Liar's Handshake. Using your arc melee ability or being hit by an enemy melee attack allows you to punch back very hard, which on top of that will heal you too, so you can, you know, stay in close combat and really survive in there. So then I am using Gathering Storm because I want to keep the targets around me, you know, keep them jolted. And from things I've heard, this one, people don't really like it. Personally, I don't either. I mean, it has some fine ad clear, that's true, but it's not my thing, not my cup of tea. And this, well, you get your bolt charge, which has some buffs, but I had my preference for Gathering Storm. Of course, Gambler's Dodge, because we're gonna be in melee, so we want that melee. Then I have Combination Blow, because when I defeat a target with this, we're gonna get our class ability energy back, restore a little bit of health, so we can stay in close combat. As you can see here, the energy regained from killing an enemy with this is based on the class stat you have, so you don't need to put the class stat very high. You know, at the moment I got it at like 108. Should probably put some more in melee or super grenade, I guess, because those are lower in my build. Alright. Oh yeah, because you have your gambler's dodge, and you're gonna kill enemies with this, so you're gonna get your what's it called, dodge back pretty quickly, I believe. And then the skip grenade. This will jolt the targets with the fragment I have down there, I believe. Well, this is just gonna cover a larger area, so we can jolt more targets. Then here we have, while sliding, activate your charged melee, so we can, you know, do a big uppercut in front of us and jolt and damage a lot of targets in front of us. And after here, after we dodge, our next melee attack will have increased lunge range, so that's nice because you need to be like right there in the enemy's face to hit this, which is kind of annoying in my opinion, but oh well. And then it will jolt the target and create a damaging aftershock. I know as it says here, if you damage a already jolted target, which is most likely gonna be because here, this one, yes, because we're probably gonna be jolting the targets with a grenade, then we're gonna blind them too, so they cannot see us and fire at us, so no damage. Then our fragments, as here, our grenades jolt targets, so this is gonna jolt. Taking melee damage briefly increases your outgoing melee damage. That's a nice combination with our Liar's Handshake, or exotic armor piece, because that's gonna, on top of the already strong counter punch we're gonna deal, this is gonna buff that a little more, so that's nice. Spark of Ions, defeating a jolted target or defeating a target with bolt charge, and that means when you have bolt charge, when that's active, will create an ionic trace, which will give us our ability energy back, so that's nice to have. And lastly, after sprinting for a short time, your class ability regeneration will be increased. That's going to be very nice to have, and because we want our melee back as quickly as possible to stay in melee and get our health back, jolt those targets, kill them all. You know, the usual. So we can keep dodging and meleeing. Now I'll show you guys how it works for a bit, so you like, because look, it said here, if you're getting hit or we use our own ability, we get to follow that up with a very powerful punch. Well, now in the training range they can't punch us, but see, boom, like that. So like, and we don't even need to have our melee active for this one to trigger, and that's very nice. So you can just punch it without your melee active and still have your strong punch. No. Sorry. Forget I said that, that's bullshit. But anyways, as you see, our melee does recharge very fast. So we can, yes, and then we can just dodge, get, and see we already have our dodge back, and again, and again. See, we do. Yeah, you get the idea. We're gonna basically have her melee the entire time. Oh yeah, we get the speed boost. Well, and well, that's not the case. So I should, because this is the first time I even tested this. So we can get rid of the focus, because we're gonna have our thing back very quickly already. Sorry, this is that's not really necessary. What would be nice to have? Could use this, of course. Has some melee, that's nice. And resistant to incoming damage. I mean, because you're in melee, I think opponents are going to be swarming around you more consistently. So you could use this one, or so anything else? No, because I don't like using finishers. Alright, then I'm going to take Spark of Resistance. So yeah. So as you see, I don't have my melee. I have my, and I can dodge, get it back, then punch again, get it back, and keep going, not going, till everything is dead. You get the idea. I am now on a boss. So that would look like. I don't know if this is going to be as a good. Though we now have 66. Let's keep. Oh yeah. Not to forget when we. That's an uppercut. And now we can keep doing that as well, instead of her constant that. So you can choose. But yeah, as you see, my dodge really doesn't replenish as fast with a boss as it does with ad clearing. Now, okay, there will never really be a boss without ads. Not my. So yeah, 4K. And that will constantly jolt everything in this order, as you can see. As you see, you can really just keep going on a boss with that. Yeah. Now, of course, in a mission, you're not gonna be able to do this constantly, because then he won't be standing there taking. He will be shooting back, I don't know, hitting back, whatever. So I think this is a better build really for ad clearing and not really the being the DPS of the team against bosses. But yeah. Now, I mean, I've played a few solo matches with this. I mean, it's a fine. It's pretty similar to my solar build, you know, staying in the melee. And really just, yeah, getting your melee back very quick, as well as your class ability. It's pretty much just my solar build, just in arc element. Yes, so I think that's everything. Yeah, well, I mean, you can just, in between, you can just shoot with this. As you see, that does 30 damage, this 16, and if you put this on, that deals a little bit more damage when we aim down our sights. As you can see, that arc alignment replenishes very fast. So it's gonna be a pretty consistent time you're gonna be having your damage and accuracy increase beam. So yeah, again, this is just a build for fun, not a witness soloing build or something. So, but I mean, with this build, I do enjoy arc. So you know, I'm happy with it, and I'll hope you guys are able to enjoy it too. And as usual, try to give me some feedback and tips on the build. And if I missed telling you about something in the video about the build, just tell me and I'll answer the questions you have. So, without further ado, here's the clip of me in a mission. It's just gonna be on master difficulty, 300 power. Not making myself it too hard. So, see you later, guys.
The Vanguard is busy chasing the Nine around. Ugh, such things give me a headache. Much easier to be here, solving problems the old-fashioned way. The Titan way.
bad against those. It's nice. Not so nice. I always struggle with those, especially when they're long. Alright.
Last stop are the big guns. Home stretch, Guardian.
Jesteś znik.
that jolt on there. I guess you guys saw how much damage I did when I jolt constantly.
The sector is clear. For now. But just like weeds in garden, we return soon to keep clean.
Hopefully, one day we'll repopulate the area with civilians. Planting seeds for a future garden, so to speak.
That's such a nice idea. You guys are cute.
I suppose Storm Grenade does maybe jolt targets constantly as it's constant lightning. It could be worth using that one instead. I wonder, because if I could get just some grenade replenishment, and if I then, so the linger is longer, and of course this jolts it. So yeah, if I, oh man, because right, there's not really grenade replenishment on here on the perks. Then well, what of course also it wouldn't help is because it's on the 0. So I should maybe crank that up instead of weapon, because weapon is really useless. Because I'm barely using it. I really need to crank grenade up, yes. That's... Well, anyways, you saw now how the build is in a scenario. I mean, I should probably work a bit more on the survivability of this build, and I don't know if Lodestar is the best one to use, but for the rest, I'd say it's pretty decent. I mean, I pretty much grinded through those champions. Really did, especially and on the boss when it was jolted for my constant, for my gathering storm here, from the constant jolting. Yeah, half of his HP just vanished after a few melee hits. I mean, with some tweaking, this build could be really good, honestly. So yeah. See ya in the next video, guys.